right now. Why? Because at the end of the day, we are.
Everybody needs to be touching right now.
There we go. I like that. At the end of the day, y'all, we have just one mic, and we're one voice. That's it. Y'all are up here not because you're the best poets, but because you are the most privileged poets right now. Because you have an opportunity to tell the stories where none of those people in the audience will. You get an opportunity to get your piece, to have the last word. You get that tonight. When you're up here, y'all, it doesn't matter if you're first, second, or third place on the moon. You get to touch the moon. And nobody else gets that, y'all. Straight up. This is real. There are things, this may be the only time you get to touch a stage like this. This may be the only time you get to show something to people that have doubted you, to people that have underestimated you, to people that didn't believe that poetry could pack a house, that people would sit and listen to you for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. You get to silence your doubters. You get to do that. That's what this is about tonight. We are one voice, we are one mic, we are one story, we are one poem, we are one poet. And that is what this is all about tonight, y'all. So make some noise.
All right. I have makeup on. On the count of 3.
Sorry for my sweating.
We're gonna say what scores. You ready?
Yes.
All right. 1, 2, 3. What scores?
They are sunships. I love sunships.
Feeling pumped, ready, excited. I'm really happy that I'm here.
I think we have a pretty solid chance. You know, but I'm not really focused more on winning. I'm just focused on like putting our all into it, you know?
Amen. That's what I agree to. It may not be about winning, but we're here because we want to speak our voice.
Well, it influenced my life because now I know I can do like so many things. I didn't think I was gonna make it, to be honest. I didn't think I was going to make it, but I realized that I need to believe in myself more and believe in our team. Yes.
It's really nice to be here and to know that, that the work that you put in, and especially the hours and the effort, all the suggestions and everything else, it's been worth it. It's a really great experience to be here, and I'm really excited.
I'm talking about my grandmother in the poem, so that's who I'm thinking about when I'm saying it. And the poem is also talking a lot about women's rights, so I feel very focused on who I am as a woman and my body and my place on a stage.
Because we're not in it for the points, we're in it for the poetry. Like, we became a family because we love poetry, and even if it's just a couple people we can get the message out to, that's still, it's like really important to us.
To share our stories, because there is someone out there that feels the same way, so we're able to save them or have them know that they're not alone. That's why we do it.
We got eliminated the last round, and I was asked if I wanted to be a sacrificial poet, and I immediately said yes, because that's something that I was thinking about anyways, but I didn't know how that worked or how you became that or whatever. I'm just honored to have another opportunity to share my story with even more people that haven't heard it. I would have loved to be here with my team. Unfortunately, we fell short. It's okay. But yeah, I'm honored to be able to share my story again with even more people.
And this is my response dedicated to the ones who don't have access to Wall Street, Main Street, or Easy Street. They say I carry the stench of failure. My story's already written, and it ends with me in a cell or 10 feet underground. I was just a kid, a mocoso, forced to be the man of the house. Living in a world full of grief. Drugs stole my dad like a thief. Ice cold feelings left inside, so many tears I cried. When the drug that looks like broken eyes took control of my father's eyes, leaving a young boy to provide. Mom struggling to feed us off EBT. I was a 13-year-old working 10 hours a day, then came home to stress and smoke my pain away. It was like borrowing happiness. I watched my mom put the whole world on her shoulders, then one day she dropped it. Lost custody of all 6 of us. So I had to step up. I wasn't gonna be another Lemus that fell to drugs. Started hustling for glory, writing a new ending to my story, breaking the chains of poverty. First in the family to be accepted to a university, I say that proudly. I sacrificed my pride, I had to fight. 5 brothers looking up to me, that's when I realized hustle ain't acting a G running the streets. It's about giving it your all, even if the whole world expects you to fall.
Yeah. What?
Do not approach a dad-made catastrophe such as myself, because unlike Achilles, I have not fallen. So whenever it comes to mind to think yourself superior, may I remind you that pride is the deadliest of all sins. As I ball up my discord and disdain and toss it over my shoulder like salt for good luck. Now, burning with the energy of 1,000 suns, no longer stuttering over my own words, I'm looking past your retinas, explain how shadows and rage can be obliterated. From 12 to 18 years of age, my small clenched hand has bloomed. From the lines that sit in my palm being read as worth it. So listen to me. Drop the sly smile. Look into my pupils when you admit your wrongs. Don't look to your sons in blame. Instead, kiss them goodnights and hug them goodbyes. Let down your borders. Approach this stage with open arms. Accept my voice for what it is. Embrace my melodic battle cry. If you ever want to be my father again.
It is not our job to educate you about our ancestors.
If you don't know what slavery is, then pick up a damn history book.
But not even those will tell you
How many days we spent toiling in the dirt to build the White House we couldn't live in for 216 years. How many hours
we have to worry about being lynched for saying the wrong word.
being in the wrong area.
or looking at the wrong woman.
How many graves we had to dig with our bare hands.
Understand that we make history every day just by surviving in this white man's country. The tides are beginning to turn.
And some are beginning to realize
The heart of racism is still alive and healthy.
Now we have guilt as white as spilled milk and puddles all over the nation.
But you want us to be the janitors and mop it up.
it is not our job to clean up the mess you left. It is not our job to comfort you as you come to terms with the atrocities of your ancestors.
It's time for you to acquaint yourself with the dirt.
Use your platform of power and preach the gospel of equality.
Lock arms with us in a peaceful protest.
We fight for freedom and justice every day.
Simply by being ourselves.
We are the ones living Black history. You see, simply by being
A filmmaker,
An orphan.
a dancer,
We are Black history.
we are American history.
your only job
Is to join us.
And my response is entitled, Inside My House. To the white kid in my AP Spanish class who asked me to translate what I was saying into English. No. Mi lengua es muy juguetona. No sabe cuándo callar. Posee secretos, lenguajes e historias de mis antepasados. My tongue is not going to translate what I just said. If I make you feel uncomfortable, I will not apologize for it. It took a lot of work to say something, and I will say whatever and however I want to. You might think it is this not help you understand the enchantment of mi canto. But I think it is inconsiderate for you to expect me to fulfill your needs. In Spanish, I talk with rhythms. There's salsa with a little bit of cumbia y son. The whole room dances at the sound of rolling R's. So when you hear me say, strawberry, it's not because I can't speak. It's because I want you to be part of mi danza. So come, and I will teach you mi mundo. In this house, we never stay quiet. And your business, it's our business. You can never say no to my abuela's caldo de pollo because you will end up with some tortillas de mantequilla.
And this is my response, untitled. My grandmother often warns me, these streets are paved for a man's way to him. Strutting these roads are innate, untaught. I am just passing by, and it is not their nature to let me through. I remember the day. I was counting my steps because one less step meant one step closer home, and my backpack was getting heavy. It looked like rain. One less step home with 2 more blocks to go. It was 3:30 when I locked eyes with you. If I kept going, maybe I would have been fine if I focused on my steps and the blocks and the time, but I felt your eyes watch me cross the street through Venice. It made me fidget. 6 seconds on the pedestrian sign telling me to keep walking, walk home. I tried to ignore you. But I saw you again when we reached Genesee Avenue. I wondered how far you'd let me get, because now I'm 2 steps too slow, 2 blocks away, and all you needed was 6 seconds, and it's going on 4. I gotta be home before the street lamps come on. Posts of illuminating light plotted around this city for my security, but in the dark, light only casts shadows, and it's easy to be a target when lurking hands can hide. You gave me no privacy. Watched my body and figured you'd take it. Figured she'll be worth the gas money. $2.87 a gallon is steep, but $3 was all you needed to make me feel cheap like Catherine. Dead in the abandoned building, she was too silly. They warned her, don't let them look at you like that. Don't let them get you alone, but no one punished the man that followed me home. They'll say I'm boy crazy, say you are no victim, and this trespasser shall not be fined for these physical violations. So my grandmother warns me, baby, bundle up. These boys are out for blood, and bruises is what they will give you. Street gutters muffle our cries, cement squares painted in graffiti engraved, here lies their purity. My grandmother used to walk home, buy tortilla chips from the local liquor store until the man that looked like her uncle told her she could get a better deal behind the counter. So if hiked up school skirts is the equivalent to corn chips and Chevron receipts, let my grandmother know that I will be brave. Drop my gentle ways so the boys know I've been raised by men too.
That's how you do it. Is we ready or is we ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Y'all ready? I got the stuff. All right. Oh, my God. Y'all ready to know the winners of the 2017 Classic Slam? Woo! Hype.
Giddy, I gotta invoke something from Southern Pride and some of the poetry communities all around, which is the point is not the points. The point is the poetry. One more round of applause for all the poems we heard tonight.
All right. First, I want to announce the highest scoring poem of the evening. And the highest scoring poem of the evening goes to Amaya from Laces. Girl, you done got you $500. It's not every day we get to make it to the Orpheum, all right? So we're going to show some love. So, in 4th place, also representing, y'all clap it up for Laces. Y'all take a step forward, take a step forward. And in third place, they had really cool t-shirts last year. Put your hands together for Hamilton! Look how beautiful. Look at this. Yes. And in second place, which means y'all gonna know who's in first, but it's cool, we gonna pretend. Y'all please, put y'all hands together from the bottom of your hearts for Lunchbox! Come here, come here. Take y'all bow. Brush some haters off, girl. Yes, it's your world. Which means, and your first place winners, clap it up for Cleveland. Beautiful people. 1, 2, 3. So nice. My name is Giddy Perez. That's Cuban Hernandez. I was your host for this evening. Everybody have a good night.
I tell her, baby.
Get on it.
I gotta find my way. Yeah, true. Look, find a way to make thy name, pave your path, make some change.